Hello everybody and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Plague Inc. Evolved Custom Scenarios. Another request today. Paranormal. What are we going to find here? That's a lot of stuff that has to do with paranormals. Does it... Wait, what? I don't feel like it's actually... Well, maybe we could try... Maybe this is it. It seems like it's actually got way too many things that have nothing to do with paranormal anything, unless cars are somehow paranormal. Can you make humanity turn into cars? I mean, is that... I guess that could be a little bit paranormal, if you really want it to be. But alright, we're gonna go for this one. Why is there the download icon right here? That's a little weird, right? Throw the world into chaos using the paranormal. Make your subjects hallucinate supernatural events and doubt the existence of facts themselves with this paranormal plague. One would even say that they are using alternative facts. How dare they? Your plague must be less effective in more educated, wealthy, and urban areas, as they will be less disposed to believe in the abnormal. Infected is used interchangeably with believers of the paranormal. Okay, this sounds pretty promising so far, and excellent grammar, very on point. Catalytic switch, Darwinist, aquacytic, streamophile, symptostasis, all sounds good. PAX 12. I probably should have renamed it. Ah well, it's probably fine. You are a new bacteria to win. Blah, blah, blah. I guess we could start in Saudi Arabia since it's a kind of standard starting location. And also, I can't really think of any particular paranormal activity that I would say originated specifically in one country. Almost every single culture in the history of the Earth has their own bizarre superstitions that just sort of have cropped up culturally for who knows why. It's actually really interesting to trace the reasoning back, but there we go. Alright, so for transmission, we have the spirit of the animals. Believers incorporate animals into their teachings. Increased effectiveness in a variety of environments, and increased mutation chance. Pretty solid. Profits. Believers encourage each other to travel to help spread their cause. Increased cross-country transmission. Oh, this author was doing so well. Transmission, especially by air and sea. All right. Doubt. Infected become increasingly doubtful of what they are told. They believe in conspiracy theories. And, yeah, helps to spread rumors, but increase critical reasoning, makes it slightly faster to cure. I had a joke that I was going to go for, but then I realized it might offend a particular demographic, so I'll leave them alone. Missionaries. Send out... Okay, so are we talking about, like, superstitions as far as ghosts, right, and stuff, or are we just talking religion? Which one are you going for here, author? I mean, it seems like it's kind of going for both. Maybe we're creating, like, a sort of a supernatural cult. Yeah, that could be it. That's what we're doing. Missionaries. Send out missionaries throughout the world to infect a few random countries. You can do that twice. That's useful. Internet. Believers use the internet to spread their beliefs on the dark web. Significantly more effective in wealthy areas, cross-country transmission, and increased mutation chance. Very infective. For 34 DNA points. We can work with that. Spiritual relief. The infected share their beliefs with religious and spiritual explanations. Interesting distinction between the two. More effective in rural and poor areas, but slightly reduced effectiveness in wealthy areas. And then there's a scientific basis. The infected provide scientific explanations for their beliefs. It's harder to cure because they sound rational, and governments take less action, and therefore less cure progress, and more effective in the wealthy and educated areas. Okay. Sounds pretty good. I'm going to go for a level of missionaries early, get a spore burst just so we can get some stuff going. But I'll save one just in case I end up missing something like, I don't know, Greenland? That comes to mind. Spirit of animals or prophets? Let's go for prophets. Better for air and sea, which is good in Saudi Arabia. Okay, so we got that one. Then we have pilots. The believers fly to other nations to attempt to convert them. Increases plane transmission. Sailors. Sailor likes to see whatever he can see. I don't know. They sail across the world to bring the good news, apparently. And then travelers walk long distance. That guy's not walking, he's riding a horse or a donkey. One of the two. Also, that's not a man, it's an ape. But I digress. So this is supposed to be a bacteria, but it seems like it's actually borrowing a little bit from the Nurax worm, which I'm more or less okay with. Let's go for Spirit of Animals. I'm guessing that's going to unlock various forms of infectivity in different environments. Doubt has mutated. Oh no, they're starting to doubt things on their own. They're free thinkers, what do you know? Suspicion. Infected become actively suspicious of things they are told. Rumors spread faster, and they're harder to cure. Then we have confusion. The infected become confused by the things that they observe. People are more open to rumors, especially in educated and wealthy areas, and therefore it is harder to cure. Because they don't know what they're looking at. They look at the world and they're like, I don't think this makes sense. And then someone comes along with a crackpot theory, and like, oh yeah, I guess that could make sense. It's usually just a matter of education and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not really much of one for superstition myself, but I don't know. I mean, I know some people very near and dear to me who would be like, well, maybe we don't know everything. Maybe Bigfoot is out there. Maybe there are ghosts. Oh, no. Pigeons are included in infected beliefs. Increase effectiveness in urban areas, land transmission, and mutation chance. And plants, very effective there. Plants are also included. What kind of plants? Are we talking some herbs? Probably herbs. And then once you are infected by said herbs, you are more susceptible to the various forms of rumors and superstitious beliefs. Confusion has mutated on its own. Well, I am confused. Disease is spreading, and we can unlock even more pigeons. I mean, who would incorporate pigeons into their beliefs? Just pigeons? Freaking filthy flying rats that they are? I have no idea. Holy presence. The pigeons and plants are seen as sacred and desirable to be near. Increases effectiveness in humid, rural, and urban areas, land transmission, and mutation chance. That's a freaking gold mine right there. Grab. Saudi Arabia starts working on the cure. Okay. New Zealand. Don't miss the USA. There we go. Those are a lot of points. Wouldn't want to do that. United States, man. It's, never mind. Anyway. All right, so symptoms. We could go for questioning. They begin to ask questions about the things they observe. Okay, that in and of itself, not a particular problem, but we'll grab it. Suspicion and disbelief. Infected stop believing many things that they are told. Helps to spread the rumors and harder to cure. I feel like we've done that like 4 times in a row to varying levels of severity, but they're all kind of the same, but a little bit subtle. Conspiracies. I was wondering when that was going to show up. The infected begin creating wild conspiracy theories which spread rapidly. And I do like a good conspiracy theory. I mean, they're usually total bogus, but they can be very entertaining if you think of it that way. Much harder to cure and increased chance of beliefs involving. Anger. The infected become and believe that non-believers are actively trying to deceive them. Often scares people into believing, especially in the urban areas. Very severe. Frustration. The infected become frustrated that people do not believe them. Sometimes scares people into believing. Again, those two seem very, very similar. I'm going to go ahead and grab the internet so we can be more effective in the wealthy areas and also go for, well, do I want to go for spiritual relief or do I want to go for a scientific basis? Which kind of suspicions are we going to go for? Scientific and rationally based conspiracy theories or spiritually based like ghosts and other things? Or why not both? I mean, who says that spirituality and science have to be completely divorced? Maybe we can find a way to make it work. In this world, absolutely we can. But I'm going to go for more pigeons. I'm going to go for pilots and sailors and travelers just so we can unlock, you know, a wide variety of stuff. Okay, so I thought that maybe we were going to get like some Nurex worm Trojan planes, but it does not appear that that's going to happen. I was a little confused by the symbol, so I stand corrected in my previous assertion that this scenario is borrowing some of the Nurex worm's mechanics. It most certainly is not. We are missing the Caribbean, Greenland, the Baltic States, and the Philippines. Let's see if we can get into any of those before I bother popping the final. I mean, do we think we're going to get 3 with missionaries? We might get 3, I'm not too sure. Let's go for scientific basis and spiritual relief. Why not? We'll go for more plants? No, I want to see what happens if we get travelers too. Hallowed persistence. When traveling, travelers encouraged by and explore the pigeons and plants they see along the way. Increases land transmission and environmental resistances. All right, we'll grab that too. Okay, so you know what? Forget ghosts, forget everything else, forget conspiracy theories. This is absolutely the pigeon and weed cult. That's all that this is. Hey, look, we don't need missionaries. We got into Greenland on our own. Nice. We could go for, probably keep working down the symptoms at this point. Despair. The infected fall into despair, believing they are fighting for a lost cause and the world will go to ruin. Reduce infectivity, but harder to cure. No. Violence. Infected often resort to violence to achieve their means. Often dangerous, and especially effective in urban areas. Okay. Let's start with conspiracies. Government facade. The infected believe the government is trying to control them. Much harder to cure, and governments may be forced to shut down. That sounds pretty good, we'll grab that. Chemtrails. Infected believe in the chemtrail conspiracy theory. You know, weather control and all that stuff, and will pressure the governments to stop using planes. Hey, I don't want them to stop using planes, okay? That's pretty good for my infectivity. Corpses. The infected believe corpses are part of their conspiracy, creating a new vector of transmission and increasing effectiveness in poor rural areas. How does this relate to the pigeons and the weed? Someone tell me down in the comments below, because I feel like there's got to be a connection we can use. Fear. Infected live in constant fear of the supposed threats of their conspiracies and begin to actively rebel. Now let's go for a bit of violence. That leads to mobs. Maybe. We have corpse transmission, but I don't think I want to ramp up the lethality too much. Well, there goes mobs anyway. Because I don't want to outpace the infectivity in places like Greenland. That would be quite bad. We do need, though, a bit more environmental resistance. Guides. The travelers learn to use pigeons as guides. Yes, a pigeon is my spirit guide, my spirit animal, allowing them to travel more effectively. Is okay, but I think I'd rather go for plants. More effective weed and hashish will lead to better infectivity, I think. There we go. Max that stuff out. Alright, we have a lot of cure progress so far, and I just realized how bad that is. That's actually really bad. What do we do about that? Let's see. Insanity. Increase effectiveness in urban areas, much harder to cure. Grab insanity. Rallies. Some of the infected hold rallies, spurring other believers into action, significantly harder to cure. Alright, and then riots. Riots become common. Often with many casualties and instilling fear in many, extremely effective in the urban areas and harder to cure. That did not slow things down that much. We'll admit, slightly disappointed in that, but we'll go ahead and pick up some riots. So if we can infect the world, do we win or do I have to kill everybody? There are no healthy people left in the world. Hallucination symptom mutated. That was this one, right? UFO sightings. Oh, good. Infected begin to see UFOs causing chaos. Slows the cure research, but slightly less effective in urban areas. Harder to cure. I can reduce my infectivity a little bit, I suppose. Or I could go for UFOs. It says it slows cure research, but I can't imagine it's very good. Then again, these are both very cheap, so let's grab both. Doomsday prediction. Infected believe that the end of the world is nigh, or near, but I like nigh, leading them to irrational behavior, significantly harder to cure, and some countries will become extremely unstable. Sounds like something we want. It's going to cost me 21 DNA. There we go. Grab it. Doomsday is upon us all. The Mayans were right, guys. The Mayans were right. Suicide. Infected are driven to suicide. Less effective because believers give up on their cause, but highly lethal and harder to cure. I'll admit I misplayed the scenario just a tiny bit because I was actually kind of expecting we would win just by infecting everybody with, you know, the conspiracy theories or, gosh, what was even the name of this thing? Paranormal, there we go, paranormal something or other. But that doesn't appear to have actually happened. I have to murder everyone. I am legally obligated to do so. What happens if I grab more missionaries? Diplomats are given training, becoming more effective and welcomed by foreign governments, increasing land transmission. Nah, that's not helpful at this point. And none of this is useful either, although I see occasionally is spelled wrong. Alright, chemtrails, I guess. We've pretty much got everything that I care about. Let's go for guides. There we go. Pigeon spirit guides. It'll be great. Alright, now we just sort of wait out the clock. The world is dead. They're not going to be able to cure me now. No one can disprove my grand conspiracy theory. Pigeons are gods, and weed is their substance of choice. I don't know. It's like ambrosia. We'll just use that. Come on, run out that clock. I really wish we had a bit more lethality, because at the end of the scenario, that's the best we've got. Just a little over half. Could be better. Could be worse, but it could be better. Genome has been sequenced. Too little, too late, you fools. Now bow to your pigeon god. And there we go. 495 days, 2 stars, and all in all, it's a pretty good scenario, I think. I don't really see a lot of problems with it. I guess when I think of paranormal, I think of, like, paranormal activity, you know? Like those, ecto counters or whatever the heck it is. I don't. And Yali, do you know, like, what's the name of that, like, Geiger counter kind of thing that they use to, like, measure ghostly presences? Do you know?
My mind is blank.
My mind is blanking too, but that kind of stuff is what I think I was expecting as far as paranormal activity, you know? Ghosts and unexplained weird things. Instead, we've just got pigeons, plants, and missionaries. And aliens, yes, thank you, Inyali, and aliens as well. That's what we've got. So, I don't know, I think I was expecting a little bit something different, but in and of itself, the scenario is not bad at all, so yeah, I'll go ahead and say that I recommend it. Thank you very much for sending it that way. Sorry, oh gosh, words. Sending it my way. There we go. Alright, I need to stop recording for the day. Thank you all for watching. I do hope that you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.